Okay, the next video is going to present two examples of medium or muscular or distributing arteries. These are the arteries that supply blood. For example, the subclavian artery, the kidney, the splenic artery, all the major branches beyond the first part of those huge branches like the carotid artery become very muscular, so their media is composed almost of pure culture of smooth muscle cells. So here we go. This is a medium artery and a medium vein. A medium-sized artery, MSA, and medium-sized vein. And so your task is to take what you learned in WebMic as well as the lecture and find those examples here. Now, I haven't labeled anything, but it's pretty obvious that you've got an internal elastic membrane, and covering that are very flat cells, simple squamous epithelium known as endothelium. And together, those two make up the media, excuse me, that's incorrect, the intima. And then from that internal elastic membrane out to the adventitious, which is the collagen here, that is a different color. It's a deeper pink or red than the media. All the media is mostly smooth muscle cells. There are some elastic fibers in here, but not elastic membranes. And you will find in the very outside perhaps a faint resemblance of an external elastic membrane, but that's usually in the arterioles. And that usually is disappearing when you get to a medium artery. Now again, the three names would be either medium artery, muscular artery, or distributing artery. So that's what the artery looks like. You notice it's more robust. The lumen is pretty well round, although the fixation and compression have made it a little oblong, but in the intact human being alive, all of the vessels are round. When you fix them, in the process of fixing, they can be compressed and folded, or their shape will be changed. Now here is the medium vein. You see the vein now, it may have a few muscle cells right in here. And then you have the endothelium, and then the adventitious is probably the most remarkable part, which is collagen. So that's what so compare and contrast the wall of a medium-sized vein with a medium-sized artery. Now let's go on to the other specimen, which presents these stained with H&E on the top here, medium sized artery and medium-sized vein, and below it's elastic stain. And you can see in the one above all the smooth muscle cells, and some of the gaps here there would be some connective tissue and some elastic fibers. But down below, if you look at this, you'll see some of the elastic fibers here, but you only have the internal elastic membrane, and then you have a membrane on the outside that perhaps the first one could be considered as an external elastic membrane, but most of these are broken up into thicker elastic fibers. So the media of a medium-sized muscular or distributing artery does not have the layers of elastic membranes that the aorta does. And if you contrast that with the vein, you'll see just elastic fibers in the vein, and most of this connective tissue, and you'll have the endothelium and maybe some smooth muscle cells here in the very thin intima and the media here. Okay, so just be sure to study those and correlate your information with the lecture and the lab.